I mean, it depends on how philosophical you want to get that. You could argue, yes, it provides half the instructions during insemination. That is how that works, yes.
But so after...
So technically, yeah,
after
the
the
woman's
genetic
body is
code-
contributing half the DNA. Now, if you want to cut it off at the conception mark, which obviously you do, but for a variety of reasons, teleologically, we could
After
theoretically go to
human
four
life has
technology-
been created, after unique
Okay,
human
yeah.
life has been
Well,
created...
if we assume all the hard parts away, well then, yeah, at that point it is an independent thing that I don't think... My guess is no, at that point, the mother probably doesn't dictate the growth.
That's right, because the child, as Lila has pointed out, is self-directed. The child tells itself
The growth is self-directed while
how
taking
to
nutrients
grow.
from the mom, yeah.
Absolutely, the child
As
is...
any human being
The
does,
child
we
is
take
in its
nutrients.
natural state.
I don't think any human being past gestation is connected to other human beings taking
Every
nutrients.
human being
have
past
you-
gestation needs
Not
nutrients
other,
to live.
no other human
And,
being is connected unless you don't.
My infants needed my breast to survive because I was producing milk.
Why does...
Are there infants over there?
Wait, but Destiny, now you're
No,
using...
so they're not connected.
Now
I don't know why you
but-
use that.
Wait, can I do the, Can I have this? Is this like...
Why are we
babies
saying
now.
that connection,
Yeah.
your connectedness, the degree to which you're dependent or connected to your parent determines your personhood? That seems to be where you're going with that
That
argument,
is
no?
not at all where I've gone.
Where are
with
you
any
going
kind
with
of-
That's
that
what you just
then?
said.
Where are you going
Well,
with that?
here's what I would say, okay? This is what I would guess, okay? What I would say is, broadly speaking, 20 to 24 weeks is about when you develop a conscious experience. So at about 20 weeks, I would probably cut it off because when consciousness forms, that's when the subjective experience, the person, the who, begins to.
Why? Why does that matter?
Because that seems to be the thing that we care about when we're talking
You
about.
care
fertility.
about
That's
it.
what
a
you
great
care
deal,
about
but
a
why
lot.
does it matter?
Everybody cares about it.
No.
That's why when we
not
talk
true.
about
not
Terry Schiavo, notice what your defensive.
Majority of Americans
Because-
actually
because-
oppose abortion.
because-
Wait, hold on.
the-
What?
$200.
What?
The different. Oh. just a minute.
Notice how when you guys
The
were talking
difference-
about Terry Schiavo. Notice how when you guys were talking about Terry
Yeah, it's
Schiavo,
fine, it's fine.
the thing that you were trying to say was, hold on, Terry Schiavo wasn't totally brain dead. She had an intellectual disability. That shows that you yourself were trying to grab at that idea that she still had some conscious experience. Because at the end of the day, we all know that's the only thing that matters.
No, Sherry Shiva was alive. There's no doubt about that.
There's
Her
first-
body was alive.
There's
alive.
but
first
was she
person
a person?
accounts of her
Okay,
being
here's
people
the
in the
question.
room
Let's say
saying
that, let's
she's
say that
alive.
you take a person, and let's say that you chop off their arm and you replace it with a bionic arm. Is that still a person? Okay, let's say
Yes,
you chop off a leg and replace it with a
absolutely.
leg. Is it still a person?
Yes.
What if you get rid of the heart and replace it with a bionic heart? Is that still a person?
Yes. And then at some point.
What
you're
if you
gonna
replace,
run
now
out
let's
of
say we've
parts.
got a full human, what if you just replace the brain? Is that still the same person?
There have. I mean, yeah, if that's possible. I mean, if you get to that point,
Okay,
it's ever been done successfully.
okay.
I mean, it'd be an interesting question, but it still would be wrong to kill that person, Destiny.
I
Are
have
you
a
saying-
question.
Are you saying if brain implants are possible, it's okay to kill someone who
Yes.
successfully has a brain implant? Is
What
that
are
what
you
you're saying?
No.
Okay, because
I-
then
Why I asked that
why do you ask that question? Why is it relevant to whether or not you can kill the embryo?
My mind is so blown, I need a second to recover.
I
Can you
still-
repeat
Okay,
the
I
question?
still
I've got a
need to
question.
I didn't
tell me where you-
I didn't know we were gonna
Well-
fight. I have never met anybody that bit the bullet on the brain transplant makes you the same person thing.
Well, I
didn't know
think
that,
I
so.
think it's gonna. I mean, people say if you have a heart transplant, are
Nobody
you the
says
same?
that.
Well,
No.
there's people say I feel a little bit different. There's
That
something about the other person in
the
me.
subject I
Yes.
hasn't changed. You might
So-
have different feelings,
so,
but
but I don't think you are your brain destiny. So this is also a question
really,
of
what
you,
am I?
you are a human being which is made up of many parts.
Okay,
but you're
let's say that you could cut my body,
Right.
cut my neck off, right? You cut
Right.
dismember of the neck. Let's say you can choose to keep one thing alive, my head, and put it on another body, or the whole rest of my body and put another head on. What would you choose to make it me?
Well, it's less about which one is you, and it's more about do I have the right to kill you?
No.
That's what
I'm
we're
just-
debating here
I'm just
today.
trying to get at
No,
which
Destiny.
one
no,
makes
no.
me.
You're being
Do
pretty
you want to get
squirrely here.
hypothetical again?
No.
This is a story of Wolfenstein 2.
Destiny,
Did you play that game?
Destiny,
They
this
did a
is a
whole
very
head
important
transplant,
point.
so it's real. It can happen.
No, this
That
is
was in World War II.
Destiny, this is a very important point.
I agree,
Because
but you
whether
totally don't
or not,
answer it.
No, I am answering it because whether or not we had the technology to put a new brain in someone else's brain, right? Or we had the technology to cut off your head, put it on somebody else, and then put a different head on that other body. I mean, the question of is that person still destiny or is that a new person? Those are questions to explore. But
Still
in
person.
both cases, it would be wrong to kill destiny with a new body that maybe is part destiny or destiny with a new brain that's maybe part destiny. In
I don't know if
both
that's
cases.
true. I don't think I believe that.
Well, that's an interesting position that
No,
you're taking
I think you
then.
agree.
No,
if I cut a
it's an
person,
interesting
let's say if I
position that you're
cut a
taking
person,
then.
I cut a person's head off, okay? Let's say that I stick the head on a bionic body, and then let's say that I take a body and I put a bionic head on.
Well,
I don't
but-
think people would look and go, oh my God, there's two Stevens. They would go, wow, Steven has a bionic body. They wouldn't go, wow, there's Steven with a bionic head. They would say, this is Steven, because we are our brains.
Yeah,
Because we
I-
are the conscious experience we have. We
I
are
mean,
the conscious-
Just like
our
how
brains
the
are very.
fetus in the womb
But to
has the
clarify,
capacity to
our
develop
brains are very,
that
very
consciousness
important.
and does have
They
that.
are
But
very
just to
important.
clarify, our brains are very
I
important.
agree.
But
We
your
have
lack of.
donated
Yeah.
$200. 777 777 777
He just wants to-
777
I think he just wants to stop fighting.
777 777 777
Okay.
I was just
Ziz,
gonna say,
thank you
our
for that.
brains are very important.
I
Clearly.
agree.
But there's also a mystery there, right? About
I agree.
about what makes a human, as in terms
Oh,
of
well.
soul and the body connection. Because you can have a lobotomy, you can have a part of your brain removed. There's the story of a baby like Jackson who's born missing a large portion of their brain
Anencephaly.
because of hydrocephaly or anencephaly. And in those cases, you still have a person, and it would still be wrong to kill the person. Destiny.
Do you
Didn't
think-
they kill Jackson?
No,
No,
Jackson's
Jackson
alive.
lived
Which
to
one
be-
was the?
he lived
Oh,
to
to
be
like
4
6
years
or
old. I
whatever.
met
Right.
him,
That
actually.
wasn't even like
No, I don't know.
it wasn't amazing. It was tragic.
I have a
Wait,
question
so do you
for
believe
people.
that baby Jackson should have been
Baby-
murdered?
who's
Yes.
Baby
Well, not
Jackson?
murdered.
So
Killed.
he
You
was
know,
a
what difference
child
is that?
born and he lived for about 4 years with part of his brain. And it's actually a common
Yes.
justification for late-term abortion when children are diagnosed in utero with hydrocephaly or anencephaly when their brain hasn't fully developed or their brain is
Sure.
I mean,
the
it's
skull hasn't fully developed.
it's ableist
But-
to say that because you lack some brain function, because your brain
I'm not talking about
is,
lacking some brain
let me finish
function.
it for a moment. It's ableist to say that because you lack some brain function, or you have dementia, or your brain is less developed, or you're missing a part of your brain, that you are less human, and it's okay for someone to kill
It goes
you.
back to my slippery slope argument early, like at the beginning of
next
this.
to slavery.
No, because you make it slippery slope. You've separated out personhood from being human.
Gotcha.
And
so
in the pro-life
issue
movement,
with some babies like Jackson is some children, hydrocephalus was an issue with Jackson. I believe it was also a really famous case in the United Kingdom where parents are trying to fly around their
What?
hydrocephalus kid's
Oh,
brain,
because it's
or
his
they were trying to
sleep
fly this kid's
powders
body
are
around and get him,
grass
like,
moved.
treated by
Alfie.
doctors or whatever. But the issue is you can have some like very basic human function, I think.
Am I wrong?
You can respond. I was talking to you, not them. I didn't want them to hear, okay? But I'll talk to them.
Okay, okay.
The problem is like
It sees grass as a super effective move, right? Is that why? No. It sees phase 2 signal beam. That's why. It sees phase 2 signal beam. That's why Venomoth comes out after Ammonite kills Ninjask. Is there a way? Can I actually just have this thing open too? That'd be kind of cool. If I could have this on screen as well. It's like so many tabs though.
the brainstem allows you to have some really basic human function, like response to stimulus. I think you can respond to light. You might be able to respond to like hot things, I think, but there is no conscious experience there. I don't even know if you would argue the
Baby Jackson was having conscious
no,
experiences.
no, he wasn't.
I've met
no,
him.
No, that's great that
I
you
mean,
met
you
him.
can talk to his family.
Yeah,
There's
I'm sure you
videos.
can, and I would probably feel
sorry,
the same way if I had
are
a
you
kid
like
like that.
the expert in determining who?
Hold on. What are we doing? Who the fuck is killing this Venomoth? Hey, what just happened?
everyone's consciousness
Yes.
and what
I
conscious experiences
Yeah.
everyone has.
I
So
am.
that,
Yes. I
that
am.
is the problem with your whole argument. Is your argument
I know
is
the appeal to science. I know
excuse
it
me.
hurts.
No, you're putting a
no.
moral quality on consciousness.
You're-
That's
Oh,
not
so
fair.
now we're
You're
talking about
trying
morals
to
and not
do-
science.
You're putting
Okay.
a moral
You,
quality on it. That's not
Steph-
fair.
Steven
Yes.
/ Destiny
True.
are trying to say that you get to be this determinant of as to what types of experiences people have to have in consciousness in order to be persons and deserve not the right not to be killed. Because I brought up to you earlier
Mhm.
about the situation of children in the womb from a pro-choice and a pro-life biologist who agree that 12 and a half weeks a child can feel pain. A lot of folks would say that would mean there's consciousness there if the
No, they
child has
wouldn't.
ability to feel
Nobody
pain.
would say
Or
that.
about these biologists would.
Then bring
or,
them next time. That nobody agrees on.
or
And
the,
basic
chi-
response
the
to external
twins in the
stimulus
womb
doesn't even
at
require
14
processing in the brain
weeks
sometimes.
who are interacting with each other. A lot
Okay.
of people would say, well, that obviously proves consciousness.
Bacteria
You have this
react with each
arbitrary
other. That doesn't
definition
prove
of consciousness
No, I don't.
that is really a slippery slope because you
Correct.
already admitted early in the conversation, Lila got you on
I
this
feel like
point,
some people in this
where,
conversation may be
sir-
lacking consciousness. I understand.
No, I think some people don't actually actively listen and just wait to talk.
Gotcha.
But I would say Lila got you at
Do we
one
base
point
it on total speaking
excuse
time,
me,
or
at one point, Lila was asking you about the conscious experiences of a toddler versus what was an adolescent or a
Adolescent.
20-year-old.
Mhm.
And I would even
They're
ask
probably
you about the
quite different.
newborn. And
Yeah.
you then admitted that those conscious experiences are different and therefore there should be
Oh, I'm so fuck. There. Sorry, I literally just added. I just added like max repels and shit to my bag and rare candies. That's all I did. I don't know. I'll fucking, if you don't believe me, whatever. Like I didn't do any trainer fights. I like added this shit to my bag and then I sold some items in the mart and that's all that happened. Yeah, like all my Pokemon are exactly the same.
varying degrees of personhood, which I go back to the fundamental principle. That's a bad.
If
That's
you're
a
a human,
bad,
you're a
bad
person.
argument.
If you put intellectual abilities or development as a qualifier for whether or not you are protected from lethal acts, from homicide,
Mhm.
you're opening the door to tremendous injustice, and that's what's happened with abortion.
Tremendous.
I have a question for
My
Lila and
husband was
Kristen
like, Where
here.
are you? It's been 2 hours.
So, if you guys had to steel man the other side and be charitable, what is the best argument?
Wait a second, we've already listened to this. I guess I'll just leave it. I
that
don't know.
you come up against from the other side, the most compelling argument the other side makes? And Lila, let's have you go
Yeah.
first. Go ahead.
So
Also, give me 1 second. I need to take something out of the freezer. Alright. Okay. I think wait a second. I thought there was a way to like prove that your encounter is like legit and not edited. Am I wrong about that? I thought there was. Is there not a way to prove that your encounter is like not edited? Cause like my subtile is edited. Like that's just a fact. But nothing else is. Yeah, I thought fuck, I thought Madman brought up something about that. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe he was wrong. Maybe like what he was talking about wasn't correct. I know that maybe he was talking about like every time you edit it, the number changes. But that doesn't really show that it has a history of being edited. It just says that like you need multiple save files to like know. Also, couldn't you just edit the number? Like if I really wanted to. Yeah, I can just type in a new number for the yeah, I don't know, it's so weird. That's funny. You can edit the trainer's gender on the Pokemon. That's kind of weird. Who's gonna outspeed this guy?
So I would say it's not the consciousness argument, because I do think that that is pretty, it's pretty arbitrary, and it's also the moral intuition that's sort of guiding destiny. You could easily apply that before consciousness. So I don't think consciousness, and also you can be unconscious when you're sleeping or under anesthetic, and a toddler has less consciousness than an adult, etc. So it doesn't really work. I think the most effective pro-choice, pro-abortion arguments are the appeals to extreme emotion in very tragic cases.
Oh my
And
God.
those are I think what win the most people over, because they say, oh my gosh, I can't imagine forcing a rape survivor to give birth to the rapist baby. So you hear these really tragic cases that are horrific, that are heartbreaking, and they tug on a lot of people's heartstrings. And the pro-life response to that, of course, to hearing, oh, this horrifically tragic case of this very young girl who's the victim of incest or rape, and she's pregnant, is to acknowledge that it's horrific, because it is, and it should never have happened,
Sure.
and that girl deserves justice, and that perpetrator needs to be held accountable. And then you have to ask the question, okay, what next, right? What is the next thing to do here? And the girl needs medical care, she needs counseling, it needs to be removed from that dangerous situation. But is the answer to commit an act of violence against this new, now third party in this scenario, this preborn life that is not the perpetrator of the crime?
This
And
was
the-
my steelman position. It has
Well,
to be
I'm
my-
responding
not,
to
not
it.
necessarily
I'm
your
responding to the
position, but just
choice
the
position.
steel man position,
And-
generally
and,
speaking.
And in this country, we give the death penalty. We actually are forbidden by federal law to give the death penalty to rapists in the United States. But in an abortion, you would be giving the death penalty to that preborn life. And when you're doing that too, it's done in the name of protecting that girl or that woman, but that act of abortion isn't going to unrape her. It's not going to take away the trauma that she endured by the rape. It's only going to levy another unjust act against her, that child, that developing life that deserves life just like you and me. So while it's a horrifically tragic case, unfortunately, when it's represented without any counterpoint in media, I think it is effective in winning people to the pro-choice side.
No, we had second-class citizenship for a long time in our country, and throughout human history, we've tried second-class citizenship, and it's saying that children who were conceived out of wedlock, for example, used to be considered bastards and not be allowed to own property or obtain certain levels of positions in their professional lives. And we said no, that's actually wrong. Like, a child is not at fault for what happens the night of his or her conception, or the state of marriage of his or her parents. That the child is unique, whole, living human life that deserves fundamentally the right to not be killed, that right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. So yeah, my answer would be the same as Lila's.
Same as hers?
Absolutely.
Okay, got it. And Destiny, what would you say is the best argument that you
No,
come
why
up
would I?
against?
They didn't stand by my position at all. Why the fuck would I give them
Well,
any leeway whatsoever? That was insane. Holy shit.
well, don't necessarily steel man, but what is the best argument you come up against from the pro-life side, as someone who's pro-choice?
The emotional ones, when they bring out the tools and like, this is what it's like to kill a baby in the womb.
Or
Because
just saying child.
obviously, the issue is that all pro-lifers are
Is it-
fucking
but-
unhinged lunatics, and the only way they can ever win any argument is with charts and graphs of this is what a fetus
Oh,
looks like
science
when
and
you're cutting
logic.
it apart and terminating
Showing
it,
people
and
what
when you're
actually
vacuuming
happens.
it out, and the baby cries. You can hear the baby go woo. It's getting sucked into the vacuum. Those are the best arguments. They're so good, and they're so hard to argue against. Because how
Are
can
you
you
being-
argue
I
against
think-
crying
But-
people?
I debated
Well,
a
no, but-
pro-choice scholar one time, and I actually asked her. We had a really great conversation. She was actually being intellectually honest at the end of the conversation, and she and
There's, to be clear, their
she
skill
and
man in
I,
my position
she and
was
I
be emotional.
exchanged a lot of emails back and forth, and we were going back of what we thought each other's best arguments were. And I thought it was very interesting that you didn't really want to answer the question earlier.
You didn't answer these questions
excuse
at
me,
all.
About what if I'm wrong versus what are you
I did
wrong?
answer that question.
Because I actually think your position's extreme. It's a very reckless
Yeah,
position
so was yours.
to start
Especially
saying.
when you talk about women's
no,
rights.
because your recklessness results in tens of millions of children being put to death. That's the result of your recklessness.
Tens of millions of children dying every day to accidental miscarriages anyway, so it's not like that much worse. If I buy into your position,
So
right?
because children die from car accidents, it's okay to run them over with a car?
No, I'm saying that it
That's
wouldn't
what
be
you
less. It
said.
wouldn't be as
The logical
tragic if
conclusion of what you said.
20,000 children died from car accidents. If there were already like a million
You're saying
children
because there's accidental
dying.
deaths,
No, what
intentional
I'm saying
deaths
is
are
that if you're
okay.
trying to make some appeal to a broader tragedy, the
No, we're
tragedy
saying
loses a
that-
lot of
No,
gravity.
see, you
No,
still
we're
won't answer
saying
the
that-
question I posed earlier.
What is the question? I'm not answering.
Because what if you're wrong?
I already answered. If I'm wrong, it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
Who are you, Catholic or religious?
That's actually
wait.
that's
What is your
actually the hardest
denomination?
argument for the pro-choice
What is your
side of it.
denomination?
Why does that matter?
Well, what if you're wrong?
I am Catholic. I converted to
Okay, well,
Catholicism.
what if you're
I
wrong?
consider that a lot.
Well, what if you're wrong? You're really wrong.
I've
Like
considered that.
that's
yeah.
like the worst type of
Yeah,
wrong.
I've
Because
If-
not only
if
not
someone-
like forget everything that happens on earth, you're like eternally fucked, right? If you're wrong on that.
If
so
For
like,
what? For being
'cause you'll-
Catholic?
yeah, you'll go
Why?
to some other hell or some other dimension of, I don't know. Wouldn't that be like the worst thing in the world to be wrong about? Probably more important than the abortion thing. Is who the big man in the
If
sky
someone-
is.
I
This is
get-
why this is called. This is why I referenced earlier. It's called Pascal's wager. This is why it's stupid to think like, well, what if I'm wrong about this particular thing? Because you have to assign probabilities.
Because you don't, but what you're doing is you just like, you're making these judgments of, well, it's consciousness somewhere 20, 24 weeks. If you're driving and it's a dark road at the end of the night and you're tired and you see a shadow in the middle of the road and you're like, that could be a small child or it could just be a shadow coming off the tree.
Yep. And
Do
in
you
your world,
speed up?
running over the shadow is the same thing as running over the
No,
child.
in our
No.
world,
Yes,
you
it is.
avoid
No.
running it over.
Well, because
in
if you
our
wait a minute,
world,
won't the child
you
run across the
slow
road and the
down
shadow will
you
become the
stop
child?
And you investigate to make sure you're not running a child. In your world, and the view you're taking is, screw it, I'm going to speed up and I'm going to go through the shadow and just hope to God it's a shadow and it's not a child.
What if
it.
you're
That's
wrong?
why
What if-
what
wait,
I
what if-
mean. It's
what
a
if-
reckless
Yeah.
decision.
What if you're wrong?
What if I am
If someone,
wrong?
Yeah.
if someone
What if
can
you're
prove,
wrong?
hey Destiny, if you or
I-
someone can prove me wrong, I will happily.
Well, no, you won't.
Learn.
But
No,
like,
I
what if you
would.
what if
I
you were
would.
wrong?
If someone can prove to me that
Well, no, I'm
this
curious
is not a human
because you
life,
made me deal with the gruesome details
Yeah,
of the
sure.
tens of
If-
millions
if-
of babies
if-
being murdered. So what if you're
If
wrong?
I am wrong, if
Uh-huh.
I am wrong about abortion, and
Yeah.
abortion is nothing but removing a clump of cells
Yep.
that has no meaning whatsoever. It's
Yep.
just like removing your appendix,
Yep.
which, by the way, majority of people would disagree
Yeah.
with because we
so
all
much
seen
normative loading. I
ultrasounds.
love how qualified
Okay,
you're
well, no, I'm
getting.
just
Yeah, go ahead.
showing
That's all good.
science,
No,
right?
it's bad
So if
feedback,
I
go
am
ahead.
wrong and it's
Yep.
nothing, and every vaginal canal is suddenly magical and
Yep,
turns
the magic
nothing
and the
into
magic
a baby.
conscious fairy too.
Yeah,
Go
that's
on.
right,
Yeah,
because you
keep going.
believe in a lot of
Yep.
magic to justify
I'm helping
your
her
position.
steel man her. Yeah, go ahead.
No, if I am wrong,
Yep.
and this is really magical,
Yep,
what
very.
I have done in my life's work in advocating against abortion
Uh-huh.
is saying that women who may not want to gestate another human being in their womb for 9 months had to be inconvenienced. That's what if I am wrong.
Okay.
That's absolutely. But if you're wrong, you've just said
60 million
60
people are
plus
dead in the United
million
States alone.
people were killed.
Do you think if an 11-year-old is raped, she should be forced to carry that child to term?
Now
I-
we've moved on to the
Well, let's address that because I actually
Yeah.
was addressing that earlier.
Yeah, I want to hear
Um,
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
I think it's a horrific situation, and we both agree, which is why it's such a loaded question because it's just horrific that she's raped and that no 11-year-old should be pregnant in the first place.
Okay.
So start with that, and
Sure.
she needs support and care, and the rapist needs to be held accountable, and she needs to be taken out of the vicinity of whoever's abusing her.
Yep, true. We all know this. I don't know why we're talking about it, but go ahead.
But the solution in that, what is the next step in that, right? What is the next step in that
know, I'm
very
asking you.
tragic situation?
Yes.
It's not to take the life of this innocent, now conceived third party. It's not to
Okay.
end that life. That's not going to unrape the 11-year-old.
Mhm.
It's not going to untraumatize the 11-year-old. In fact, it might traumatize her even more.
True.
And it's forcing the birth. She's still going to have to birth that life. That life doesn't magically
Be a
come out of her.
C-section.
She's going to have to, if she had an abortion, and usually by the
Mhm.
time with a young rape survivor, it's usually into the second trimester.
Mhm.
That's going to be a very traumatic act that now kills her baby, and she's still having a birth process just of a dead child.
Sure. So then if
So
the
it's
11-year-old
horrific.
gets raped, is pregnant, and is scared, and then she goes to a doctor looking for an
Wait,
abortion,
wait,
should you
wait.
charge her with murder?
Wait, do you believe? Wait,
No,
do you
I don't
agree
think
with
so,
us,
'cause
though?
she's a
Because
victim.
If the
She's a
so
victim.
Lila just said that in a lot of these cases where we see these very tragic circumstances where there's been rape or incest of young children who become pregnant,
Uh-huh.
the pregnancy is not often discovered until well into the second trimester, well
Yeah.
beyond 20 weeks.
Mhm.
Beyond consciousness.
Do
yeah.
you well beyond
good point.
consciousness?
Yeah.
So do you agree with us that a child who becomes pregnant because of rape or incest with another child who's pregnant with a human being
Uh-huh.
who, as you have said, has consciousness is like, I don't know, 24 weeks.
Mhm.
Do you think abortion's justified in that case?
No, but just because I hate the woman. So let's
No,
say you
no,
have
no,
the
no, no.
11-year-old, and the
Answer the
11-year-old
question
goes to.
seriously.
Let's say that
I-
the 11-year-old goes
I've
to Planned
been very
Parenthood to have an
serious in
abortion.
my answers
You think
to
the
you.
11-year-old should be charged with murder if she
No,
tries to abort
because
the child?
because in that case, she's an 11-year-old who's
Well,
the
yeah, but you
victim.
can still charge adolescents with. You don't have to try him as an adult. You can try him as a
well,
child.
in any
Put him in
any-
juvie for
you
like
need,
6 or
you
7
need
years.
to answer
No,
the
the answer's
question.
no
Do
to
you
that.
agree with us, though?
That's the easiest question in the world. No, you shouldn't be allowed to have an abortion.
You should
Wow.
not what?
No, of course not. If it's already a baby, why the fuck would you have an abortion? Just because somebody's younger is going to be dramatically inconvenienced for 7, 8 months or whatever.
Well, we
doesn't mean
agree
you
on
kill a baby.
something. It sounds like that's
that's
great.
actually
Yeah, but the difference is
That's
my
good.
position is coherent, and I'm able to
No,
buy
it's
bullets
very
on that.
incoherent. I actually want to go back to your position, if that's okay, back to the coma and the consciousness,
Yep.
and explore more. You were
Sure.
saying.
Wait. I just want to
so-
clarify.
Yeah.
Because what I was trying to demonstrate is because you were saying that in your world, if you're wrong, it's the biggest genocide in the history of the fucking universe.
It is.
And then you were saying, in my world where I'm wrong, some women have been minorly inconvenienced
For 9
and
months.
For 9 months, big whoop. But that's not true. In your world, if you're wrong, 11-year-old girls are being convicted of murder
No,
or
no one
conspiracies
supports
to commit
that,
murder.
Destiny. No one supports that.
Yes,
What?
if you're an
She's
11-year-old
11 years
girl.
old.
So
What
wait, hold on. I'm sorry. You can't
11-year-old girl in America is being convicted of murder?
Hold on. I said in your world. In your world where it's illegal to have an abortion and you get punished for it. That's what
She's
you
a
wanted.
traumatized rape
Who
survivor. in
cares?
that
Wait, hold on. So
situation.
a
I
11-year-old
actually
can kill a
said-
sibling?
First of all,
Hold on, wait. If your 11-year-old is
I love when you
traumatized,
tell me
could
what I
your
think.
could
Thank
your
you.
11-year-old
Please tell me
kill
what I
their
think.
younger brother?
I mean, theoretically, since you like hypotheticals, if there's
I
a
do
case,
like hypotheticals
okay, if
because,
there's a case
by the way, it's
where,
not hypothetical that
Alright,
children get raped by adults in the United States and then get pregnant.
Yeah,
But
well,
go
it's
ahead.
not hypothetical that late-term abortions happen on rape survivors all the time because society says, oh, you should just
And I
have
would
an
say that's
abortion.
wrong.
And
But
by
notice
the
how
way,
I can very easily.
And by the
That's
way,
like less than 1%.
Destiny, the
But I can
only
very
two
easily. Any
studies, hold
hypothetical
on,
you give me,
the
I love
only two
hypotheticals.
studies, the only two studies that have been done on rape survivors and abortion show that over 80% of women choose life for their child, and 90% say that they are glad that they did, and over 80% of women say that they
Yeah, but who
regretted the
you don't care
abortion.
about. But you don't
for
care.
the ones that had abortion,
Yeah,
they
but
regretted their abortion.
you don't care about those numbers, so why bring them up?
What are you talking about?
If those studies showed the exact
no, I'm-
opposite, that
I'm-
would have zero impact
but
whatsoever on your
that's
on your
correct on-
position.
on my
yeah,
position,
so
but
I,
it
so,
should- but it
like you're
should impact-
selectively bringing up pieces of
Destiny.
information that might support you, but
Destiny.
like, who cares? You don't care about that.
Destiny,
That's
I
not
want you to
relevant.
go back to
Destiny,
the claim
it
you
should,
made
hold on
about
a second,
women
hold on
going
one
to
second.
jail.
It should impact your position because you just said you cared so much about this rape survivor that they should have an abortion, and I was just giving you data to show you that rape survivors actually regret their abortions when they have abortions, and when they don't have abortions, they actually are happy that they didn't, and you didn't seem to care about that data.
I don't care. That's not relevant to me. I don't
But you
care.
were just arguing from
No,
a
no,
position
no,
of
hold on, wait.
emotion.
I'm
You were
saying
just
that no,
arguing
no,
from
no,
a
no, no,
position
no,
of
no, no,
emotion for why we should have an
whoa,
abortion
whoa.
on a rape survivor.
I'm not arguing from any position of emotion. I am crystal clear, logically considered the entire way. If you go out to get an abortion on a third trimester baby because you were raped as an 11-year-old, then you should be held responsible for a conspiracy to commit murder, whatever the punishment
Dan,
would be.
I think we even disagree there, and this is
That's
why.
fine that you
And I'm
do,
sure
but
that
I would
hypothet-
I would consistently uphold the law the same way I would if an 11-year-old killed her younger sibling, or if the 11-year-old killed somebody else. Now there might be other aggravating
Well,
or mitigating
aggravating
circumstances that would
factors
change.
is key.
Sure, that
Aggravating
might be the
factors is
case, but I'm saying
Yeah.
in general that's where I would start. Much the
Yeah.
same if anybody
No,
kills anybody,
that's
you'd
fair.
probably start with,
No.
bro, that was a murder. Like, let's see what's going on.
And we
Of course.
typically start
That's
there,
fine.
yes.
But I'm saying that-
yes.
hold on, but
We
don't
just,
accuse
in a
me-
criminal trial, we
Sure.
look at
That's
mitigating
fine. I
factors. We
understand,
look
but
at
don't
intent.
accuse
We
me
look at all
of
of these
being
things.
wishy-washy. I'm crystal clear on all of this.
Can we go to the coma? Back
Except
to
for
the
when
coma
life
consciousness?
begins.
Because
Crystal
we've
clear.
Just
been
like,
kind
oh
of
wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Do you
Not
believe in
like-
puberty?
Can we-
You're not
Do you know
clear
when does
on
puberty
hu-
begin?
When does human life begin?
When does puberty begin?
Okay, guys.
is a
let's
very
go
I
back
want to know. I want to know.
different.
Because she says apparently I don't believe in conscience because I can't give you the precise moment it forms. I'm curious if you believe in puberty.
No, that's not the
that's
reason why
fundamentally
consciousness is a
different.
bad argument.
It's not
right,
fundamentally
Destiny.
different. It's
The
a thing that
reason-
develops in a range of
No.
time. It's
No.
yeah, it absolutely is.
No, because when you develop puberty or when you start puberty, doesn't change whether or not you have the fundamental
I never
rights to
said
life
it
or
did. I'm
people
just
can
pointing to a
violently
developmental
end your
process
life.
that has some period
So
of
hold
time.
on, Destiny. You were
Yeah.
saying consciousness is everything to you, and if you have, you're temporarily unconscious, then that's well because we're trying to understand
I've
your
already
position.
answered this question
I'm
a million times. I'll
well-
answer it for the seventh
Well,
time.
I want to
There's a
get
different-
into the moral intuition thing because
Okay, go
wait,
for it.
where it seemed to land for you, if I'm understanding you correctly, so please correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I really want to understand this.
Yes.
Where it seemed to land with you is I was trying to really pinpoint why consciousness equals humanity or personhood for you. Especially when consciousness is unpredictable, people have differing degrees of it, some people haven't developed it yet, and they're, I believe, still people, but nevertheless, you say that at this 20 to 24 mark is consciousness, and that's humanity or personhood for the human, all right? So what I want to understand is why. Tell me more why. You mentioned moral intuition earlier. Explain that more.
Sure. When I think of all the ways that I could test for life or all the ways that I could destroy life, everything to me seems to revolve around a person having a conscious
But you
spirit.
know that it's a life before consciousness, no?
Wait a second, I just had an idea. Hold on, what is do people do this? Or is this cat? It seems kinda cat, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it seems like you're just likely to have Septal die. What does Sharpedo look like here? Jesus. Yeah, this is like always wish cash for a reason, right? Like Lantern, nah, Lantern can't take it, never mind. Yeah, you need like an exceptionally fast Lantern to kill this guy. Oh, and you also need it to be able to two-shot with Bubble Beam. And it needs to be level 42, which you don't want. No, I was about to type in Mantine, that's so dumb. Like Donphan could, it's just like kind of stupid. Whatever, hold on. Let me do this shit first. Let me take a piss really quick. Shuckle. Time to plan for red.
You admitted that.
You
earlier.
admitted that earlier.
What do you think I mean when I say a life?
You mean a biological human life, no? We all agreed on that.
Do you think that's what I mean?
I do.
Okay.
What did you mean?
In that case,
Clarify.
I just realized my whole position is wrong because I said a fetus was a biological human life. You won.
Excellent.
You won on
I know.
definitions.
We know
like-
we won.
Okay.
We didn't even need you to tell us.
I mean, I think our argument is pretty airtight. And
It's not
I don't-
airtight.
So then
That's why
explain
the
yourself.
reason why
Explain
I've
yourself
already
then,
explained it a million times.
All
But the
right.
reason why you're trying to
But
play tricky words with the definitions
It's not
is because
tricky words.
it is
It's
tricky
like
words.
alive or it's
Let me
dead,
repeat
and it's
for
alive in the
I should
room.
have a tally marker every time I repeat
Are
this.
you conceding
did
the
you-
I
Wait,
consider
hold on,
a
but-
person
Let
to
him
have
talk, let him
personhood
talk, let him
at
talk.
20 to 24
Okay.
weeks. That's when consciousness develops, right?
Correct.
So my My policy cutoff would be at about 20 weeks. And I
Why
don't
does that
care-
matter is what I'm asking.
The reason why, and I said why it matters is because when I think of, one, how do we consider when the end of life is? The end of life seems to be the cessation of a
Why do
conscious
you have to
experience.
measure
Hold on,
life?
let him
Can I
finish. Let
answer
him
a
finish.
single
Let him
fucking
finish.
question
Sorry,
before-
excuse me. Sorry, go
Three
ahead.
more interruptions.
Good
That's my
point.
guess is
Okay.
okay.
No, that's
So
a good
Have you
point. I
been
should have
keeping
listened.
Just let
I
him
should have
finish.
listened.
Let him
So
finish. Go ahead.
the cessation of a conscious experience seems to be the point at which we say that person is dead. And then when I think of like all the ways that I could replace parts of the body, if I replace the heart, that's probably still a person. The arms, every single thing. But when you start replacing the brain, something unique seems to be happening. It seems like we are our brains, the experiences, the
Yeah.
memories, the subjective conscious interpretation of the world. That seems to be the thing that's really important to defend. So when I think of like when I'm instructive on like how could I end a life and what is the end of life, none of it revolves around reception to pain, heartbeat, unique DNA. All of it seems to revolve around this conscious experience. And then when I think of like let's even be more abstract. If I try to think of like what does it mean to create a life? We're talking about AI now, right? When we talk about AI, when we talk about creating a life, we're not talking about creating bodies. We're not talking about creating hearts. We're not talking about even creating DNA. What we're really talking about is creating or emulating a conscious experience in a machine. That seems to be the thing that we're defending. When we think about vegans and why vegans defend animals, they're not defending animal bodies, animal hearts, whatever. They're defending the animal's conscious, the sentient conscious experience of the animal. That's why I say if life all ends that way and can be ended that way, that's probably when life begins.
Okay.
I can't believe
but
I answered the whole thing. Thank you to both of you.
Thank
I
you.
love
And
you.
I think
Okay.
I think perhaps I may be able to answer your question
Go
in
for it.
terms of where the disagreement is here. Because just like a person under anesthetic or a person asleep or a person in a temporary coma that is going to wake up, it would be wrong in all those cases to kill the person, right?
I agree.
Okay, excellent. So, similarly, for a child a few weeks before
Hold on. Okay. So what if I brought man time? Okay. Yeah. So I do Mantine. We surf. We get 32%. Then we go to Sharpedo. And Sharpedo does the rest. And we never risk Sharpedo. Oh, Magmar can learn it, okay. Okay. Fuck. Honestly, you can probably answer this with like Tentacruel, right? I was gonna get it anyway. Let's just go grab it. Fuck it. I like don't really have an answer. I don't even think Mantine answers it. Cause usually I use Blastoise on it, but I didn't take Blastoise this run. Because everybody says Blastoise is shit. Ba, 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 ba. Please don't be shit. Jolly. $31 HP is pretty nice. Jolly is kind of awful. Yeah, 0 special defense sucks. 31 HP is really good. Yeah, it's like a mid tentacle. Oh, and let's get, yeah. Because I already decided that I was just going to get GOD on 111 as well. So I'm just going to do that right now, too. Because fuck it. Okay. Please be good. Rockhead Bold. Wow, it's like really bulky. This is Rise attack kinda sucks. Fuck, I don't even know if it matters. Yeah, we'll see, hold on. I mean, you're never gonna click body slam on that guy in your life, but. Okay, so these are, yeah, those are the guys that I'm bringing. Oh, hold on, let me save. No, there's a chance I bring Graveler to, some of the fights. What's it called? To the 114 gauntlet fights. I've brought Graveler to those before, for sure. I mean, it can probably be like 40, not 38, but it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, Tenta versus Blastoise. Yeah, see, this isn't bad. Honestly, it probably just like spams Mirror Coat and shit. And then for Charizard. Oh, let me evolve this Omanyte and we can from there. Because that's probably what I use, right? S-Toss. Probably not. Yeah. Like this is probably what I use is on this one. Hold on, let me reload my calc here. Yeah, we are risking crit on Magmar, but it's Magmar, so we don't really care. No, we obviously do care, but I don't really have any other better answer to Venusaur. Okay, Omastar versus Charizard. Yeah, we just kill it with Rock Slide. Yeah, it's probably the best. No, we do not want XP share in this guy. Jesus. Actually, I can probably pre-sleep, right? I don't even know if pre-sleep is better. I think pre-sleep would be better, yeah, because I need to like switch into it and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, let me bedtime everybody except for Magmar. Oh, whoops. Fuck, I'm hungry, dude. Okay. That's a guaranteed 3 hit. Okay, cool. Does this tend to... Oh, it does outspeed Hounding. Yeah. Yeah, it probably never one-shots with my order. Which is ass, but... Okay. 1 in 32 to lose Magmar right here. Okay, very good. I think it sees a kill on Mantine with Snore. Yeah, it does. That's why it keeps using it. Okay, so it's out of rests. I don't know how many more snores it has. Oh, thank God, dude. Holy shit. Snore is like fucking 30 pp. Oh, because... I forgot Reflect was up, dude. What the fuck? Oh my god, I forgot Reflect was up. Thank god I got the boost. Holy shit. Actually, the boost didn't even matter. Oh my god, I almost had a fucking heart attack. Yeah, I was dead to Earthquake crit right there. Oh my fucking god, that scared the shit out of me. Never punished. Dude. Fuck that Reflect, dude. That scared the fuck out of me. Oh my god. Jesus. Okay. Okay. Who? I think Knocked Owl has like Whirlwind or some shit. Yeah, let's see Whirlwind. Yeah, you can't trap somebody with whirlwind. Level 34. Yeah, it will have whirlwind. I think it's the only one. Yeah, Stanler doesn't have anything like that. Persian doesn't. Oh, I don't have any guys to evolve. So. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I really gotta pee again. Oh, we get the air on. Holy shit. Oh my god. Is it Pogron? Holy. What? Minus attack kind of sucks, but what the fuck? I think this is actually Pogron. Hold on. No, I think it needs to be 28, doesn't it? Wait, what does he need to outspeed? Is it Lapras? It is Lapras, yeah. Oh my god, I outspeed Lapras. Wait, what the fuck? I'd probably never bring this thing to the E4 though. Just because of the fact that it's like... Oh, it does kill Regis too. It kills Regis and Lapras. Wow. I don't even know what to say. That's wild. Bro, what the fuck? Dude, why do I get like all of the good physical guys? It's fucking insane. Yeah, I just hope that I don't like wipe the Flannery because my mid game is gonna be like so free. Or the rest of the mid game at least. Like I don't even need a ghost type because I just have Steelix and Aggro to do everything. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna take a piss really quick. yeah, I think Polyrath is the last thing that I get before Maxi, because we're gonna delay Meteor Falls. But yeah, we're gonna go for the Good Rod Poliwhirl. Oh, I won't have Mud Shot, but who cares? Oh, Polyrath has plus 10 attack in this game. Interesting. Okay, this is Good Rod, correct? Yeah, Good Rod. Oh, that's the Heart Scale guy. This is Dig TM. Sassy. 2 attack. I mean, it's pretty bulky. That could be way better though. It's kind of ass. Wait, I just realized he's like minimum speed. There's no way that Reggie still outspeeds him. There's no fucking way, right? That would be absolutely tragic. Hold on. No, he's like 70 base, yeah. I don't know why it says submission. What is this move? Wait, is he actually 70? Psychic 70? No, it's like hidden power. Wait, what the fuck? Why does it say hidden power psychic? Is this like not actually him? What? Okay, so I do two-shot with superpower. Yeah, obviously I have to scale it, but... What do I even have delayed? I actually don't think I have anything delayed. Yeah, the only thing is going to be Meteor Falls. Um... I think I'm gonna end stream and get some food to eat and then come back because I'm pretty fucking hungry.